It's Queen's Day.
In case you just wandered in off the beach, although I doubt you were at the beach today. Maybe you were, I don't know. Maybe you just had to go to the beach because it's so long. You never know. Wherever you wandered in from, this is the Vancouver Poetry Slam. Welcome. We are very, very happy to have you. And I am very, very happy to be here and have all of you staring at me. So that's great. We're going to have an open mic. We're going to have a feature. We're going to have a poetry slam tonight, which is a cool thing. And we have kind of an extra awesome person who happened to show up. And so we're going to squeeze him in to do a little mini set for you too. So it's a very jam-packed, awesome night, which is very good. Those are bright lights. Oh my God. Did you notice that? Oh, jeez. Those are those newfangled ones that are sort of really awesome and new. So we're going to do an open mic. Are we ready for that? Can we do that? There we go. We'll hang out with Napoleon a little bit tonight and see how that works. He's got lots to say. We're going to have a poetry slam, which is a competition. We're going to give away money to poets, which is fairly amazing. And they have 3 minutes to do their poem. If they go over, then we take off points. They can't use any props. It's got to be their own poem. And what else do I need to tell you? Oh, I think that's close enough. What we're trying to do in the summertime here is we're qualifying for IWPS. What the hell is IWPS? IWPS is the Individual World Poetry Slam, which is going to happen in the fall. And so we're going to send somebody from Vancouver to go compete at that. But we have to figure out who. So the winning poet tonight will qualify for the playoff to go there, which is pretty darn cool. So we're going to do that as well. I've got some awesome prizes as well as the money. And we have 5 judges or sets of judges this evening. Us out here. We have Chris from New York doing the timekeeping over here. Round of applause from him. And we have another Chris over here doing our scorekeeping.
To the many woman I've longed for and will ever long for, I apologize, I can't fuck you. I will not be just a warm blanket oblivion. Following a night of fresh diesel, drunken breakup stories, sad smiles, suggestive contexts. Perhaps I'll remind you just how desirable you are. Or maybe right now you want nothing and everything and I am there. Possibly, you are giving me the comfort of intense human collision.
Complete strangers related only through the endangered race of full-blooded Native Americans. We met in jail, and after arrogantly perusing my sketchbook, he respectfully asked if I would tat him. When I asked what he wanted, he simply said, wings. Well, what kind? I replied. Fuck if I care, as long as they fly. He had a child's mind and a wild man's spine. Razor sharp street smarts, cause he grew up on the grind. Stoned from the day that he first turned 9. A father at 15, but young offender by 12. Perpetuating yet another generation of First Nations parents who can barely look after themselves.
Before I wake, burn me immediately so not even God can take my soul away from you. Because here, I'm in heaven, and the meaning of the distance between you and the clouds would be hell. So when I go, swell up with laughter. And fertilize the ground with sweet liquid salt stains of joy where I burn, so I can be found there as a sunflower, renewing myself with your seeds, growing, waiting for you to come back to me so we can burn together bright as the sun, reflecting on the darkness like the moon. And if you feel like we left too soon, come back to me in your heart.
War is a shell game. The line between poet and terrorist, assassin and hero blurs quickly. Countries that swear we would never torture prisoners of war sign off on enhanced interrogation techniques on enemy combatants in the name of liberty. When Rosa and Drago close their eyes, they can still hear the artillery, the sound of a Muslim man's footsteps in the darkness.
We're going to raise our fists and we're all going to yell together. And what we're going to yell is Queen Victoria. So we're going to go like this. We're going to yell Queen Victoria. There we go. Ready? And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Queen Victoria! It's a very cathartic thing. I love doing this. I know you all feel better now.
God save
When I come home, I want roses and lavender on my bedside table, calendula and lily of the valley, Queen Anne's lace and broken peony petals so brimming to the brim they fall from the stems with the desire to touch my fingertips. When I come home, I want to be home. I want to feel home. With you in my bed, waiting to hold me with your hands in my hair and lips so full with full they break over my fingertips. I want to feel the universe like I was skinny dipping in the Amazon River, so ample with electric eels their current slides over my body till it becomes a part.
I'm so excited to be here. We don't even have a slam in Edmonton, so this is awesome.
Yeah.
And the weather has been nice because, well, I was in Victoria and it was nice, and then the rain is okay because I left Edmonton today and it was snowing.
Yeah!
So the rain is alright, and I didn't even know I had curly hair until I came here. Back when the night used to be safe, you would wake me just before dawn with your singing. And in the morning, I would say, last night you moved from a bad cover of a bad cover into an aria and onto a spiritual. I'd say I pinched myself awake just to make sure I wasn't dreaming, and then I'd point to the bruise spreading across my left forearm and I'd say it wasn't great, but the thing that made it special was that you were singing. And you would look at me and say, we can't keep doing this to ourselves. And then the day smashes against itself and makes it impossible for us to exist within it. We are pushed up against curbs like discarded coffee cups, longing for the hands and lips that once held us, like time bombs of the day, gasping at the dead air of the aftermath of an explosion. On the day I awake only to silence, I understand what they mean when they say that the North American songbird is finally disappearing. That whole chorus is of meadowlarks and hummingbirds, and cedar waxwings are being reduced to sextets and trios and finally soloists. In your absence, my heart screams a symphony cried by purple finches as the street swallows up their song, and still I awake to silence. So I become the world's best conservationist. I set up a protected area in the space where you once were. I tend to this place like an old lady cares for her garden. I introduce compatible species, none of which are you, but all of which are meant to lure you back, and still I awake to silence. So I become the world's greatest scientist. I rival Pythagoras and Galileo because stars and triangles have nothing on me. The theory of my scientific method becomes stop at nothing. I develop the most ambitious experiment the world has ever seen. I lock myself into the night and I wire my heart to a tape recorder, and then I make plans to audition the world one by one until I find you, because your sounds are the only sounds that my heart knows better than its own beat. Like a bird specialist recording the last croak of a robin, the last croak of the last croak of a robin over and over again, I run dissonant recordings right back through my own pulse until they become so sharp I perforate and vomit blood, and still I awake to silence. So I become the world's best sound recorder turned linguist. I can catch sounds in the larynx before they are even spoken. I mix utterances and half noises, looking for a doppelganger to tide me over. I get so used to disappointment that when I finally find you, I am completely destroyed. And now I understand the devastating joy that a scientist feels when they discover the last member of a dying species. There becomes a moment of not knowing what to do with yourself. In your presence, I say, sing me awake again. And then the day makes itself known, and the night throws itself against the treads of your shoes, and I wake to the sound of my heart recording your silent goodbye. See the birds right here.